So, um, welcome to this new session. This is the second session of working with JavaScript, specifically with the Adonis framework to build a web app. And in the last session, there were some things that I didn't feel comfortable living like that. So in this session, earlier today, I started digging deeper into um, into the documentation of Adonis and specifically Edge, the Edge template engine, because um, I had some missing um, some I had some missing um I had some gaps in how the framework work, the template engine that it's called Edge, and I had some gaps in my knowledge. And yesterday I was talking about some things in there, and I was just referencing the documentation from Edge. I haven't tried it yet, so now I already dug deeper into the documentation, and also made some tests with the code. So in this session, I want to show you what I was working on, the different tests that I made, and what were my not discoveries, but my how do I think we should work with Adonis. So let me just run the server. So this one's going to be run like this, npm run dev, and this is the web app that we're working on. As you can see in here, I had the documentation open. We're going to use it in a moment, and this is the app that we are working with. So I'm going to log out from here. Let's log out, and we're going to be making the tests in here in this screen. Okay, so yesterday when I was streaming, I was talking about layouts. So that was one of the changes that I made. Sorry, that it says that we can add a layout using the at layout.guest. Okay, and I was talking about how you end this the layout. And in yesterday's session, I was using just end, because that's how the documentation is written. So if we go to, this is Adonis documentation. If you go to Edge, you're going to get to Adonis to Edge documentation that it's in another domain. And in here, if we go to the, for example, layouts, components layouts, in here we have a layout.up, and we close the layout using at end. So it's closing it as we have it in here. The issue, and I also was telling you that we had the if, and we close the if using just end. So you can see how this changes to a different color to end. Also, the documentation, it also says that you close the if statements using just end. But I don't feel comfortable using just end, because for once, it is a different color than if. And so, for example, if I add another add and I write like garbage in here, look how it's using the same color as when I write end. So it looks to me that in this case, Cursor that it's based on VS Code is not detecting that end. It's a tag. It's an edge tag. So sorry for that. So just a moment. I want to make sure that everything's working. So just a moment. So Okay, sorry for that. So yes, it looks like it's not detecting this tag. So for example, if I yes, I can use this and look how it doesn't change. But if I write and if, look how it changed to if color. So I don't know. I feel more comfortable using end if, or in this case, well, in this case, it's going to be end layout.guest, because I'm closing that layout.guest, that it's this, and we can see that this is going to work. So, for example, let's do some tests, some validations, and it's how I like to do it. So, for example, if I go to the main page. In here, let's make some validations. So for example, if I use end if, and end if, this is working. So I don't have any errors in here. So now if I just use end, this is also going to work. But for example, if I use end and garbage in here, look how it's going to give me an error. Okay, so this is definitely not working. So I need to use or end if or end. So I was speaking with my web developer, and well, we work together, and this is we need to specify how we are going to be working on the on have a defined way to write the tags, h tags. So I'm thinking about defining it as if and end if, or for example, when you use ish, sorry, not ish, for no, yes, it's ish and end ish, like this, and also end the layouts with end layout dot guest in this case. Okay, so yes, this I just wanted to mention these differences, like these things that you can do it however you like end or end if, and it's going to work. This works also for the components. So for example, yesterday's session, we were using this component tag to add a logo. So we can use component, or we can use include, like this, and it's going to do the same thing. So just let me see. Okay, so yes, it's doing the same thing. So for example, if I write some garbage in here, it's going to give me this, like it didn't find what I'm searching for. But if I use include, it's going to add the file in here. And I can also use like this component, and it's going to work as well. Or I can use it like this and close it like this with end component, and it's also going to work. So as you can see, there are different ways to work on this, like with this. And we can also use just end, and this is still going to work. But if I write garbage in here, it's going to give me an error. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like so. What I was speaking with the developer is that we can work on with these two ways. Component, sorry, we can. We were speaking about all of the ways that we can work with this, and my conclusion is that we should use component with end component, or if it's an easier component, it can be like this, component like this. I like this better for simple components, and I like this for more advanced components. But in any case, I wouldn't use include. And if we search for here for include, we are going to see that I have include in several places. And actually, we're going to move to change this where we are using include to component, because we have to have a standardized way to define our to work on our project. We need to use it in a way that all of the team members know exactly what's happening. So if someone new enters the team, we are all speaking on the same in the same terms, using the same language, and we are developing using the same language. So if someone uses include or someone uses component, we are going to be it's going to have we can have issues down the line. And also because I'm inclining more to use component instead of include, because with include I cannot add like for example, let's do an example. So yesterday I was adding in here like a slot. So for example, I can add in here this. So I was using await $sign slots dot default. And if I do this and I save this, and I'm getting this error, slots dot default is not a function. So for example, now whenever I use logo, I need to add this slot default. So for example, in here I can it can also work with include, but I'm going to use component, and this is not going to work. This is still not going to work because I need to define in here that this is a slot called default and end slot. So now if I reload this should work. So now I'm adding the hello world, like the information that is inside here between the logo, because I added in there. But for example, if I use slots.main and I go in here and I change this to I can change it. I think I can use just main. Let's see if it doesn't give me an error. Okay, yes, I can just use main, or I can just leave it without anything there. And if I save this, so for example, hello world 2, and I reload this, you can see that it's still updating. So we can add this more information when I use the component tag with the end component tag. I can add information inside the component, and that is something that I cannot do with include. So if I use include in here, I cannot add. I mean, maybe let's just try just to make sure. And include. So yes, this is not going to work. So what is it doing here? That's crazy. What is it doing? So why is it trying to, that's crazy. That's weird. Let's see if I remove this. So what's happening here? Let's add just end. Okay, so it's include. But why was it adding something extra in here? That's crazy. Like, why is it doing this? That's weird. So hello world 2. I will need to take a deeper look on why is it doing this. But yes, because you can see there's some issues in here. So we are going to continue using component. I think that's the best way going forward, because we could also use something like, instead of using component, I can add the name of the component. So I can do something like elements.logo, like this, and it's still going to work. Hello world 2. And if I change it to hello world 3, this is also going to change. So yes, that's why. Okay, so that is another way to run to work with components. So as you can see, and why is it using elements? Because elements, it's the folder inside the components folder. So it's detecting elements, then use the logo file inside the elements folder. So that's why this works. And that could be another way to work with this. So as you can see, there are lots of ways to work with this. And and we need to define a way for the team to work with it. So we're going to start using just components in here instead of include for all of what I already mentioned you. So just let me, I have some notes in here because I wanted to see this. Okay. Okay. And if you maybe you noticed, but that is why layout.guest work with this, because layout, it's the name of the folder, and then guest is the folder, is the file inside that folder. So that's why this works, following the same example that I just gave you here, elements.logo. So for layouts, we are going to use this method, but this is only going to be used for layouts, not for simple components. And we're going to use this or the component like this, and then end component like this. So this one or just with this, because instead of include, because in the future, like if the web app continues being like getting more complexity because it has more features, I want to be able to change it. It's easier to change this to add features in here than to change everything from include to component. So I'm going to change everything from include, and I'm going to move this to component. So I'm going to do these changes in here. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so yes. So I'm going to change everything from include to component like this. What else do I need to change? So it's going to be this one. Sorry, so it's this one. Also this one. Also this one. And this one, this one, and this one. Okay, and this one, this one. So this should work. So I changed the web layout, the guest layout, and the app layout. So if I go to the website, to the web app, all of the pages should work now. Okay, so this is the app layout. If I go to login, this is the guest layout. Sorry, this was the web layout. This one is the guest layout. And if I log in, this is the app layout. So all of them are working. There are no errors. And last but not least, I also have I'm using one of the components called paginator, and paginator, it's inside it's directly in the components folder. So now I'm going to move, I want to move paginator inside of elements. So now this can give me an error because now it's not going to find this. So I'm going to change this to component. Like this. Like this, and now this should work. So if I go in here, for example, okay, so yes, this should work. Let's see if I can generate an error in here. So for example, let's see if this, Okay, so it's not loading this. So for example, let's see if I can generate an error looking for this. So yes, it's doing a limit of 10. Let's do 1. Let's do, okay, so yes, now I'm getting this error because it's not finding this. But if I add in here in the paginator, where's the paginator? So in history, if I change the components like this, and I change this, is now the paginator, it's working. Okay. So I'm just going to look for this file. I'm going to open it, paginator. So I'm going to look for previews. I'm going to change this to previews and this to next, just to have it in English. Next and previews. Okay. Next and previews. Yes, it's working. And what else? I'm going to change the history. Where was it? In here to 10 again. Okay. So now we don't have the paginator. So that's other thing that I wanted to do. And I also want to align all of the end to have it with, if it's closing an if, let's add end if. If there's an ish loop, let's close the ish loop using end ish. So the end, we can use it with all of these, like with its tags, edge tags. So for example, if I go to header.edge, so for example, this is going to be end if. Let's do an example in here. So for example, we already know that the end tag can be closed. Sorry, that the if tag can be closed with end if. But what about if I use, for example, ish? So I'm going to remove this, and if I use ish, I can use end ish. And I'm going to do a testing here. So for example, item in hello world. So this is going to print. So let's log out. I go to login. Okay, so I need to print the item. So now it's printing hello world. So for example, if I add in here, I don't know, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, it's going to print them as well. So and this is working with end ish, but also with end. So as you can see, it's also working. If I add another element in here, as you can see, it's adding it. So yes, this is also working. So now it's not working because I wrote it with uppercase, but this is working. So as you can see, it works with if tag, with the component tag, with the layout when you use the layout, also with ish. And that's basically what I wanted to show you with this. So now I change I'm going to change all of the ends. Let's see how many there are. So we have all of these ends. So I'm going to change those in the later when I'm not streaming, because I think I already made the case on how to work with this and why. And it doesn't make sense for me it doesn't make sense for you to see all of because these are some really simple changes. So yes, for the moment, I'm going to commit all of these changes. So it's going to be change from include to component. So basically, that's what I made in here. Okay. So I'm syncing the changes and okay. So now, what else are we going to be working on? So for example, let's go to the web. I'm in the web app and I'm going to log in. So what is, okay, so it's not allowing me to log in. Why? Let me, okay, so now I was able to log in. So now this is the website. I mean, it's not exactly how it's looking right now. So this is the one that it's in the server, it's in live, it's working. But well, I have been working on the app and I haven't updated the changes to the to the server, and that's something that I'm going to be showing you later on. Because yes, we need to like for the projects we usually upload the changes to the server like every day, like for the different apps that we have. So I want to show you how to do this, but right now we're going to be focusing on other changes that I want to do. So for example, right now, so what does this app do? You add a YouTube URL, you select how you want to write it. For example, if you want to be professional or for SEO, you select an instruction. Right now, there's no save instructions, but you can also create an instruction. I think this is working. Yes, you can create your own personal instructions. You can add those instructions in here, and you can select the language. Okay, so when you click on convert to blog post, it's going to generate you a blog post first with the transcript. Okay, so what it's going to do, it's going to go to this YouTube URL, YouTube video, and it's going to transcribe the full video, and then based on the transcribed content, it's going to generate a blog post following the instructions that you are in here. And right now, this is like one of my videos, and if I every time that I click convert to blog post, it goes to YouTube, transcribes the YouTube video, and then generates the blog post. But I have already transcribed this video, and every time that I may click in here, it uses tokens, AI API tokens. So it has costs every time that I click in here to transcribe that video. So right now, what I want to do, and I'm going to define how to do it right now with you in this video. I want to save this article, this YouTube URL, the transcription of this YouTube video to my database. So if I want to generate another article using the same video as the base information, I want to have already that stored in my database, because to reduce the costs. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to save this transcription in our own database. So to do this, we need to do several things. We're going to create a new table using a migration. We're going to we need to verify if the video was already transcribed. We need to what else? we need to, if it's not transcribed, well, let's transcribe the video. If it's already transcribed, well, let's use that transcription. And those are like the different things that I need to work for this to work. Okay, so let's start. So let's go in here. Let's add a new terminal, and let's go to here. So if you have watched my previous videos or live coding sessions, you know that I have been using Laravel, and Laravel is a PHP framework. And now this is Adonis. It's a framework pretty similar to Laravel, but for JavaScript, and it runs with Node.js in the server. I already explained why we made the change, why I decided to move from one to the other, from Laravel to Adonis. And it's basically because there's more development being made in AI for JavaScript than for PHP. At least that's my what I'm looking. So that's why we changed to Adonis, to have the benefits of AI, but also be able to make the web app using JavaScript. Okay, so in Laravel we run something that is called Composer. Composer. So it's Composer. I think. Sorry, it's PHP Artisan. Yes, PHP Artisan, and it gave me the information. In here, we run npm ace, and it gives me. So why is it not unknown command? So I think it's npm. Okay, sorry, it's not npm, it's node. Okay, if I run node ace, it's going to give me all of the commands. So we need to make a migration first. We also will need to make a model. And what else? So maybe, so I don't know if we're going to need a controller. So we're going to create a tree. So for example, if I run node ace make model, and I'm going to ask for help. So this is telling me that I can create a migration and a controller at the same time. Okay. So we're going to run make model, migration, and controller. So okay, so I need to send the name. So it's going to be called so it can be called video, because there are going to be videos that are going to be saved in the database. I could be more specific and add it like YouTube video, but I'm going to leave it as video for right now. Okay, so it's making the model, the video model. It made the videos table, and it made the videos controller. Okay, so let's go in here, and now we have this migration. It's a new migration. We also have the controller, videos controller, and we also have the model. Okay, so this is okay. So first, let's create the table. So first, I don't know if I want to save everything. Yes, like I want to make this like really simple. So I'm going to save the video ID, that it's basically what's after like this, what's after the B parameter. Okay, and we are also, I don't want to save this the title. I want to save the this is going to be the transcript. Okay, so just I want to ask ChatGPT or whatever model I'm using. So I want to remove this, and I want to add this, and I want to ask. Um, okay, so I want to ask, does Adonis JS6, and it's using Lucid, have met have a table method to create text column instead of a column instead of a string. Okay, so let's ask this. So it's looking for information. So let's see. Okay, so it does have a method. So yes, that's what I do when I have questions. Like I can just, instead of you going to Google or searching for the docs, I can just ask directly in here. But for example, I want to make, so for example, text. So for example, let's ask. I'm using MySQL just as the database server. So if I ask, MySQL has different text column types. Which ones are they? And what are the differences? So there's something like big text or things, or medium text, I think is the other one. And let's see what does it gives me. Okay, so yes, it's tiny text, medium text, and long text. Okay, so it's telling me which ones should be used for different things. So for example, text is used for blog posts or short articles. Medium text, longer content like full articles or documentation. And long text should be used for really large content like complete books or large documents. So okay. For your transcript column, considering you are storing video transcripts, which could be quite long, I will recommend using either medium text or text. So for example, I'm going to ask, suppose, okay, so which one would you suggest for storing video? So this is storing video transcripts. Just to store video transcripts for videos. Let's say 1 hour long videos. For videos 1 hour long. Okay. 1 hour 16 minutes. Okay. Characters 900 words. Okay. Too small, more than enough. Okay. Medium text, it's more than enough. Okay. Okay. So yes, it says that that approximately it's going to require 2010 kilobytes for 1 hour transcripts, and medium text allows for 16 megabytes. So so yes, let's use medium text. So now I'm going to ask, so I'm going to say I'm going to use medium text wish lucid table met wish Adonis 6 lucid table method should I use? Let's see. Okay, so yes, medium text looks like it exists. So yes, we're going to modify this to be medium text. Okay. So why is it giving me an error? Okay, so it's still. Am I speak? Okay, so let's see. So it looks. I don't know if this exists or not. Let's go to Adonis documentation. So now, if I go in here to so let's look Adonis docs. So in Adonis docs, so it's basically using Lucid. So let's see. Okay, let's go to the official documentation. Maybe we need to. So let's search for text. Let's see if it takes something. So why is it not returning anything? So let's look for string. Okay, so we are in the table builder. So we have, okay, table builder. So we have integer, big integer. So it's going to show the code in here next to it, or on top in this case. So yes, increments string. So in here we have text, and it says adds a text column to the database. You can optionally, okay, so you can optionally define a text data type to be medium text or long text. The data type is ignore if the underlying driver is not MySQL. So okay, so it is defined like, so that is one of the things that I don't like about just relying on the AI. So it really helps you, and it can point you in the correct direction. But right now, and this is going to be change in the future. Like in the future, it's going to know all of these things and more, and it's not going to be an issue. But right now, I like every now and then, I get this type of hallucinations. So in this case, it doesn't have like a method called medium text, but what you can do is you can change it in this way to medium text, as shown in here. You can use medium text or long text. I'm going to use medium text, and as you can see, it's using MySQL. Okay, so this only works if you are using MySQL, like these ones. If not, it is ignored. So yes, I'm using MySQL as a database. So as a database server, so this is going to this should work. Okay, so let's see the other ones: float, decimal, a boolean, date, time, timestamps, binary, enum, JSON B, UUID, comment, engine, and charset. I don't know how to say it. Collate, inherit specific type. Okay, so there are a lot of methods available. Okay, so I'm not going to look at those, look them in detail. But okay, so we have the ID, the video ID, that's basically YouTube's. Okay, yes, it's basically YouTube's video ID. So I can add something like, for example, so let's add something like platform. And in here, we're going to add YouTube. This is going to, so if we start using, I don't know, like videos from another platforms, this can also to have met like to have the table ready for to accept videos from other platforms. Then we have the video ID and the transcript. Okay, so okay. So I think that's all of it. So now in here, I need to add these same columns, but in here. So this is another column. So it's the platform, it's the video ID, and it's the transcript. So I'm just going to ask in here, I just want to make sure. I think it is correct, but I just want to make sure. Is string correct in here if the column in the database is text type? Okay, so yes. Okay. Okay, so yes, it is working. This should work as well. So this is the model, and now we are going to work on the methods. So let's okay, so let's see. There are other ways to import this. We're going to work on that in a minute. So now we have the most important things. That is the model and the table. And what else? Okay. So now, let's go to the service that generates the transcript of each video. So that is in right now it's in a file called Gemini service, and as you can see, it generates a transcription in here, and it then generates the blog post. So all of this is called by the front end to generate the transcript, and when the transcript is generated, it generates the blog post. Okay, so what calls this method, it's so it's main, and it's the handle submit. Okay, so in here we generate the transcript, and then we generate the blog post using that transcript. Okay, so in here we have a lot of ways to work with this. So for example, I could ask the database if I already have the transcript for this YouTube video, or I can go to the transcript and then in here search for the video in the in this and check if the video already exists, and if not, generate the transcript using AI, and then save that transcript and then send the transcript back. Okay, this is going to change in the future. Like right now, this is in the front end. We're moving this to the back end to have more control over what can be done and how many features and how powerful this can be. But But right now we have it in the front end, and I just want to do this to show you how to do it. Okay. So now if I go to, okay, so how are we going to do it? Are we going to do it in here, or are we going to do it in here? So let's do it. I think we're going to do it in here. So for example, so I'm going to do it in here. So it's going to be something like, so start the progress bar. So in here, so this is going to be called initialize the Gemini service. And okay, so in here, we're going to see check if the video it's already transcribed. Okay, so this is creating a constant called video, and it's going to await a video, and it's going to query. So we need to do some changes in here. So this is not correct. This is not correct. Okay. So if video, else generate a transcript. Okay, so we're going to move this in here. Okay, we need to have it initialized. Okay. So this is going to be in here. And okay. Okay. So now if the video doesn't exist, we are going to generate the transcript. So I'm going to change this to let. And in here, okay, so transcript. So I'm going to initialize the transcript variable. So okay, so I'm going to move this in here, and then so I'm going to do something like initialize the variables. So maybe I'm going to need more variables to initialize more variables in the future. So for example, yes, I can get in here the video ID. So this only works with YouTube right now. So let's get the video ID. So let video ID. So I'm going to call it something like get the video ID from the URL. So it's going to be constant video ID. Okay. Equals video URL. So where is the video URL being defined? So okay, but this needs to be, this is, yes, this is not, yes, I need to change this. So for example, I'm going to move these variables. So I'm going to change this from variables to elements. And I need to move this waiting message. Okay. Generated content. Let's see. So if I go to, okay, so I'm just going to delete all of this. And if I go in here to look up for generated content, so I'm getting some notifications. So if I go to generated content and I go to the home page, yes, this is the element in generated content. So I'm going to use, so for example, let's see. So generated content, let's look for it. So where is generated content? Okay, yes. So I don't need it. There's no problem to have generated content in there, but I need to move the video URL, writing style, specific instructions, example instructions. So I need to move these. I'm going to copy it in here for a moment. I'm going to move all of these ones. So content type input. Okay, so I'm going to move all of these. So let's see. So if I search for language in here, so it's language. Okay. So this is getting the element, but then when, for example, using specific instructions, we are using the value. So we're getting the value at that moment for that element. So yes, this is correct. So now if I go to, okay, so this is correct. So now I need to get to know if there's something like video ID. Okay. Okay. So so video ID equals, okay, video URL. Video URL. Okay, video URL value split. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to move these to later on in the logic, because in here we are just detecting if there's a value in the video URL input box. Okay, so maybe I'm going to add this in here. And so video URL value. Okay, so yes, the video ID is the video URL value. Okay, so I need to change to send this. So we are going to delete this let. So transcript equals video.transcript. So I'm going to need to change that because right now I don't think, I mean, this needs to change. Okay. Video URL value. Okay. So now we need to check if the video already exists. So, okay. Okay, so let's run this. Let's see if this runs. So let's go to okay, so I'm going to close this and I'm going to reload everything. And let's see. So I'm going to use the same video. Okay, so right now, first, I need to make the migration in here. So let's run in the terminal. Let's use node ace just to see all of the available commands, and then we have migration, and we are going to use migration run. Okay, so node ace migration run to create this table. Okay, so it created this videos table. Now if I go to the table to, for example, show tables, now we have the videos tables, and if we describe this table, sorry, describe videos table, describe videos table, sorry, not videos table, just videos. We have the how do you say, sorry, the columns that I have defined in the transcript. So if I go to, sorry, not in the transcript, in the migration file. So now you can see that it's using medium text for this column. Okay. Okay, so now this is going to give me an error. I just want to show you the errors. So now if I try to make okay, so it's giving me this error. So it says video is not defined, and I have the error in here. Check if the video is already transcribed. So this is showing in the front end because these scripts are in the front end. So if we go to the console in here, I don't have those errors in here because this is not getting to the server. It's just being used in the front end. So now we need to work on this. Okay, so how? So we need to make we need to make a request to our backend to see if we have a transcript for this video. So how are we going to do this? So we need to first make a new root. So we are going to, let's see the roots. So we can root for not authenticated users. and routes for authenticated users. So this is going to be a route for authenticated users because those ones are the ones that can generate blog posts or can generate articles based on videos. So let's go to first. So I'm going to move this one to here, to the end, and instruction manage. Okay, so this is post, but no, I need to use get. Okay, this can be another endpoint, for example, an API endpoint, and maybe I should do it in like that, like using another file for routes. Right now, I'm going to have everything in one, just in this file, just because that is not what I'm showing right now. But maybe in the future we are going to work on this. Okay, definitely I'm going to change it in the future, but maybe we're going to work on that in a live session. So I don't want to get all the videos. So I want to know if we have this video ID. So this can be something like video. So I can change it to something like this: API version 1 video transcribed, or video transcript, like this. And then I'm going to have something like so. No, so to save the transcripts, I need to do something different, because I don't want that any user can save the transcript. I just want the system to be able to save a transcript. So right now, because it's working on the front end, maybe there are ways to, like, it's not the most secure way to do it. So I'm going to do it because I haven't moved everything from the front end to the back end, but this is going to change in the future. I want to have this in the back end to have more control, so over the security, like be like pretty sure that everything's being handled correctly, and to have more features available, to be able to do more things for the users, to the end users. So I'm going to do this store. I'm going to save it like store transcript. I want to be more, maybe the way to do it is just with store. That's what's the word for this, like the agreed way to do it. So let's do it like this. And I mean, this is not a show, because I'm not going to show like a view for this transcript. I'm just going to return the transcript. So since we're working with the API, we're not showing like we're not showing the different like the index and then the show for each element. this model and those things, I'm going to be a little bit more, I'm going to change some of the guidelines because it's something a little bit different that these guidelines are used for. So I'm going to change these to get transcript, and I'm going to change this to store transcript. Okay, so now I need to import the videos controller, and I'm going to import it in here. So that is correct, and it's telling me that so why is it okay? So I'm going to create these methods, these functions in here. So I'm going to change this from store to get transcript, and then to store transcript. Okay, so let's see, why am I okay? So now this is working. Okay, or I don't have the error. At least I don't have the error. So let's see. Let's see. So right now, this is going to be just for YouTube. Okay, so in here I'm going to we're going to make the fetch in here. So we have a weight. So I can do it like this, or let's see. Okay. So we are going to console log. I want to see what is the response of this, and then I'm just going to return because I don't want it to do anything else. Okay, so let's see if this gives me an error. Let's reload this. So it's taking some time. Let's see if I have an error. Okay. So okay. So it's loading. So now if I look for, okay. So this is the so it says status text, no content. So let's make a test. So for example, so I need to work on this, but let's do an example. So for example, let's suppose that this video URL has a transcript already. So let's insert into videos a value for this transcript. So let's see, null, because it's going to be added by the database, the ID. The platform is going to be YouTube, and then the video ID it's going to be this one that I have in here. And then the transcript, I'm going to just say this is the stored transcript, like this, and the lump, just to make sure that it's getting exactly the information in here. And then create it at now. update it at now. Okay, so this was run, and then let's see what do I get if I select for SEO. Let's convert it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it changed the status code. Now it's 200 and it says okay. So where is the value? Let's see. Okay, let's do this here. I'm going to change this to be, I'm going to change this. So that it doesn't change with the height of the viewport. So up, I think it's in here. I'm just going to do something like full. Let's see. It's still changing, so I'm going to do something like, I don't know, I'm going to add pixels, something like, I don't know, 1,000 pixels, something like this. But this is still changing. Okay. I'm gonna leave it like this. It's not important right now. So I'm not getting, like, I didn't saw what was the response. So for example, I need to show, so yes, I need to move this in here. And I'm going to log, instead of logging the video response, I'm going to log the video. So now if I ask this, okay. So in here I have the transcript. I can open this and you can see that I have the stored transcript. Okay. So I'm getting what is saved in the database. So now, I don't want to return everything. Like, I just need to return the transcript. So in here, okay. So I'm just going to return the transcript. So video transcript. So in here, we're going to use some status codes. So for example, let's ask, what status code should I use? I mean, I think it's going to be that 204. So it's going to be, what status code should I use if the, or maybe 404. I don't know, let's see. If the request, no, 404, I don't think so. If the request was processed, but there was no content, return. Let's see if this makes sense to the AI. Okay, so yes, it's using the two things that I just said. So 204, no content, or 404, not found. Let me explain the difference to help you choose. So 204 is used when the request was successful, but there's intentionally nothing to return. This is common in delete operations or when a resource exists but has no content yet. Okay. So 404 not found is used tells us to use this when the resource itself, in your case, the video, doesn't exist at all. It's telling me that the 404 status code could be used, and maybe that's the correct one. The issue, if I use 404, and let's see if it's telling me that in here. So what I'm thinking about is that, so for example, I can return 404, yes, if there was no video. So for example, in here, if video, let's see. So for example, if video, else, so I'm going to cut this. So I'm going to add in here, and in here, I'm going to something like this. I'm going to change this in a moment. No, don't think that it's going to just stay like this. But for example, suppose that let's suppose if we are connecting to this endpoint and it's working, but it doesn't find a video, so it returns a, I processed the request, but I didn't find the video. That is different. So if, for example, I make a fetch to an endpoint that doesn't exist. So for example, if I change this from transcript to, I don't know, transcription, this route doesn't exist. But if I save this and I try to make something like this and I convert to blog post, so it's returning the 404 method because that endpoint doesn't exist. So I don't feel comfortable returning the same status code 404 for when a video is not already transcribed. I think I should I should differentiate between those different between those two type of responses. So let's move this to transcript, and in here I'm going to return, if the video exists, I'm going to return the transcript. So video transcript, and else, so I need to close this like this, and this needs to be like this. Okay, and if not, I'm going to return the status 204, not 404, but and not 200, because this is going to be a 200 status code 200, because that's the successful process request. So I'm going to return this as video not found, but maybe not error, I don't know, message like this. Let's see. So now in here, if I select this video and I convert it, okay, so it's telling me that this is not valid JSON. Let's see. Okay, let's see, why is it giving me this error? So okay, so let's see what's going on. So 277. Let's go to main.js 277. What's going on? Okay, so there's an error. Okay. I'm going to delete this right now, because this is a catch method and it's not. Okay, so what is the error in here? So console log error. So I want to see the, oh, okay, so I know what's going on. So it's returning this text. This is the stored transcript, but it's telling me that it's not. So for example, if I add in here something like, okay, so I'm going to select all from videos, and I'm going to select so I'm going to select, sorry, I'm going to update videos set where ID equals 1. So I'm going to change transcript to be like, change it in here to below. Oh, okay, below, and I'm going to add this. Okay, like this. So now this is the new transcript, and this is going to change from this is the to dilom, this is the. So let's try it again. Okay, so yes, this dilom. So now the issue in here is that so when so it cannot change this to JSON. So I'm going to return not the video transcript, but something like this, and it's going to be video transcript, something like this. So now this should work. Oh, well, I shall never say that because there's always something that can go wrong. So yes, this is the stored transcript. Okay, so let's see what happens if I have quotes inside this. So just to be sure that this is working, this is going to work in all cases. So I'm going to add some double quotes in here, like this. So now this is the transcript. So now let's see what happens, because this is using double quotes. So I just want to be sure that this is escaping the files. Yes, the double quotes correctly. So yes, this is working. It is the sufficiently intelligent. It is sufficiently intelligent to understand that to escape the values inside this inside this method JSON. Okay, so now if the video wasn't found, let's just, I don't know, make something like this. Make a video. Okay, just invent a video. So yes, it's now giving me another, like the same error. Okay, so what's going on in here? So now I need to work on this. So it's giving me the error that this is not a JSON. Failed to execute JSON on response. Unexpected end of JSON input. Okay, so let's see. So I can change. Let's copy this, paste it in here, and it's going to be video response. So let's see. Let's write something in here. Okay, so the response, as you can see, was 204. So now I'm going to change this from video response to, I don't know, let's do something like fetch. It can be like something like video fetch response, something like this. And then I'm going to use this. So I'm going to do something like, I'm going to delete this. So now I'm going to do status codes, conditional using status codes. So if video fetch response is status 204, do something. Else, I can use something like else if something like this, and if not, it's going to be an error. So for example, I don't know, if I'm going to use something like else, something like this, error getting video transcript, okay, error getting something like this, and then in here I'm going to add something, and in here I'm going to do something. So in here, so I'm going to cut this, and then okay. So if the status code is 200, that it's going to be the most common, like most of the videos are not going to be stored in the database, like most of the videos being used. So this is going to be the first evaluation. So so video fetch response. So yes, so this is going to be video transcript, and I think that is the variable that I'm initializing at the beginning. So I'm going to change this from transcript to video transcript. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so for example, if I go to, okay, if I go to, so this is video transcript. I'm not going to log it in here. No, so no, this is not working. Like, this is not what I'm trying to do. So for example, the video transcript, this is going to be used in here. And this is going to be used in here. So okay, so let's see what's, so the video transcript, okay, so this is not constant, This is video transcript. And okay, so let video transcript, video URL value. Okay, save the API key. Okay. So okay, so now we are going to send the transcript in here, and I just want to make sure that so let's see. So video transcript, video transcript, transcription, video transcript, video transcript. Okay, so yes, these ones are working. Okay, so now okay, so now I think this should work. So okay, no, so now we are getting the transcript, but if there's no video, it's going to generate the transcript using AI. But then I want to store the transcript just to be sure that like to reuse that transcript in the future, if for any chance another user or the same user tries to generate another blog article using the same YouTube video. Okay, so okay, so now in here I want to save this transcript. So let's go to the roots. So it's in here, and okay, yeah, no. So this is in the front end. So now I want to save. So I'm going to change this from video transcript to get video transcript. And then in here, I'm going to change this to store video transcript. I mean, I know that I can do the same with using different methods or methods. But I want to be like, since this is our API endpoints, I want to be a little bit more verbose to know exactly what are they doing. So now I'm going to, I need to change this video transcript to get video transcript like this. So now in here, I need to save this video transcript. So I don't need to assign this to a variable. So Gemini service, no, this is not what I want to do. So I need to do a fetch. Like this, video transcript, okay. Method post, JSON stringify, transcript. So this is going to be called video transcript as well. And I'm sending the video transcript. So now in here, in the videos controller, I can use store. Okay, so I have get transcript and then store transcript. So in here, let's see. So how is the model defined? So video ID. Okay. So video ID and transcript. Okay. transcript. So the name of the column is transcript. We have it in here. And in here I have transcript. Okay. So, and here I need to add something like if the user is authorized to save or something like this. Since I'm not going to upload this to the server, I'm still not going to work on these methods, like on this authorization methods or locks. Okay, but let's see. So in here, I just want to return that everything's correct. So in here, I think I can do it like this. And maybe I don't need to use await. I don't know. Let's see. So let's just do await. So let's see. So for example, I'm going to delete the transcript in here. So delete from videos. I'm going to use where one, but it doesn't matter. So delete from videos, sorry, where ID equals 1. So I don't have any videos now. So let's see. So for example, in main.js, I'm going to get a message when it says generating Twitter thread. Okay. So transcribing video. Okay. So let's see if this works. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to run this again to restart everything. I'm going to reload this, and okay. So let's do this for SEO, and we are going to wait a little bit. Okay, so it's transcribing the video, and let's see. I'm going to be updating this just to see when is the video stored. So now I'm also going to let's okay, so it's supposedly haven't been saved. Let's see. Okay, so now okay, so let's see if this has any impact on the final so let's see. Okay, so I know what's going on. I wasn't able to save the video because there was no CSRF, but it made the article. So this flow, it's working, but it's not saving the video. So what I need to do is I need to work on my CSRFs shield. So I need to go to so let's search in here CSRF. Okay. So this is the shield. Okay. So I'm going to remove the CSRF for everything in the API root. So the roots starts with API. I'm going to delete the CSRF protection for this one. Okay, so let's try it again. Let's close this. Let's run the server again. Let's reload this. Let's wait a second. Okay, so it's now working. And let's run it again. So let's start running it. Okay, in here. So now, okay, this is another thing. And I'm just going to put this in here. So let's see. Let's see what does it return. Okay, so it's still giving me an error. Generated blog post. So what's going on? So it's giving me invalid CSRF token. Invalid or expired CSRF token. So let's see. Why is it saying me this? So API. So let's see. Let's see. Let's copy this and let's see what does it give me. Generating blog post. Okay. So I'm going to do, I think it's in here. So let's see. Why am I getting this error? And I'm going to also add this context. Let's see. Okay, I noticed that you are making a fetch request. Okay. Let's verify that it's actually being treated as an API root. Okay. So this should, okay, so this should work, but why is it not working? Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to add the roots context as well. Okay, so I think this is the out middleware that is making this. not work. So, okay, so I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so why am I getting this error? Let's see. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to add the CSRF token. So let's, no, so I don't want to, so no, I don't want this. So let's reject this. I want to add the CSRF token in here. So body, so this is headers. Okay. And I want to add this. Let's see if this has a CSRF token. So okay, so yes, it has the CSRF, but I think it's still going to give me an error. So because it's behind an authenticated root. So, but if I'm getting a video transcript, why is, let's see if this works. So I'm just going to console log the CSRF content like this. So I just want to do something like this, like this, like this. Okay, let's see if this works. So let's reload this and let's see if, let's reload everything. So let's run this again. Let's do this and let's try it again. So okay, and let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, error generated the content. Okay, cannot read properties of null reading content. So where am I getting? Oh, okay, so it didn't detect this. So why? So in here, I need to change this. This is what happens because I'm just relying on the AI to do it for me. Because in here, I need to change this to, I think it's just an input. Yes, it should be like this because there's the value. Okay, so let's reload this. Let's do it everything again. So let's reload this. Let's reload this. Okay, so it's working. And let's let's see if this works now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it's saved it. So as you can see, we now have the transcript. That's cool. That's cool. So now, if I go in here, it's generating the blog post. And in a moment, okay, so I'm going to remove this in a moment. I don't want to console log the CSRF token. So let's see. Okay, content saved successfully. So now if I reload this, I'm going to have this new blog content in here. And now if I go to in here, I'm going to remove this console log. Okay, so I like it. So now if I ask for another blog article using this same video, everything should be work. The article, sorry, should be generated faster. So let's restart the server and let's go to in here again. Let's reload this. Okay, so now this in here, it should appear an information message box that the blog is being generated like quicker than the previous intents. So let's convert transcribing video. Let's see. Okay, so what is it trying to do? So okay, so it wasn't faster, but why wasn't it faster? Okay, so it added the video again. Interesting. So it added the same video. So let's select ID, video ID, created add from videos. So as you can see, I have two videos. Okay, so the video ID is not being saved. So that is why it's not detecting that this is the same video. So I'm going to, how can I do this? Okay, so in here, let's save the video with its video ID. So I'm sending the video ID as part of the URL. So now, okay, so I could do this in different ways. So I can store video transcript and just send it like this. And then in here, add the video ID. I think this is the best way to do it. So if I go now in here, I'm going to delete the video ID from here. And now in the videos controller, yes, so video ID, but I don't know why. So why is it? So why? Let's ask GPT. So is JavaScript, is Adonis automatically changing video ID to match? So I'm going to add also this, and I'm also going to add this context to match the video ID column in the videos table. Let's see what this says. Okay. Okay, JavaScript TypeScript properties use camel case, okay, and database columns use snake case. Okay, that's correct. But it's not working. So let's see. In here, okay, video ID store. So let's see if me sending, okay, yes. So this is, it was expecting to get the video ID from the body, but I was sending it through the get, the URL. So that's why it wasn't detecting it. So let's run this again. So let's run this, and let's run this again. Okay, so professional, so not professional for SEO. Let's convert to blog post. Okay. So now let's see. And let's see. So let's have this in here like this. So let's just print. Let's see if it generates if it saves it correctly. So I like how, okay, so it's generating the blog post. Okay, so it now saved the video transcript. And now let's wait for it to generate the article, the first article. Well, the article that is generating right now. So let's wait. It shouldn't take any longer. Like or longer. So I like Adonis. I like Laravel. The issue with Laravel that we had is that if we wanted to add AI features to our service, we needed to have the PHP web app using Laravel with PHP, and the AI capabilities or features we needed to have a specific service just for them using a node server. So it was extra work, so that's why we are moving um, to Adonis. So now let's see. So it generated a new article. As you can see, now we have the video ID. Let's see if this is now faster. So let's do another article. So transcribing video. Okay, so I think something's still wrong in here. So let's see the code. So let's see. Status 204 status. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so status 204. With status 200. Let's see. So if I have in here, okay, so it's adding it again. So I don't know why it didn't detect it that I had already saved this. So let's see. Okay. So videos controller. So if video so let's see. For 200. So video fetch response, video transcript equals. Okay, so this is strange. Video fetch response. So this is not correct. So I'm just going to console log in here. So I'm going to console. So I'm going to console log in here. And this, just to be sure. And I'm also video transcribed. Okay. So why is it not? Let's modify this to respond with status, just to be sure, 200. And in here I need to video transcript dot response dot video transcript. So in here I'm going to do something like video fetch response, something like this. I'm going to save this as a JSON just because it's a different. It's going to have something different, and let's see what happens now. So let's see, video not transcribed. So it's not getting the video. So let's see. Oh, okay. So I think I know what's going on. So in here, but I should have in here the, okay, let's go to, okay. So now in here, so why is it not getting in here? So it's not going through this. Okay, I think I know. I think I also need to send the CSRF, but it's a get, so no, so it's a get, so it doesn't need CSRF. So let's see. Video ID, get video transcript, video ID. So (204). So maybe it's in here. Because in here I should log. So let me see, where is this being open? So if I go to, there's a logs file that we configured. So why is it? Let's see. No, it's not logging. Okay. So just let me see at the environment variables something. Okay, logs up. Okay. So okay. So where is this? I don't know if this is being like, I'm not going. I think it's not getting even into here. So let's see. So let's console log get transcript. Let's see if we are getting in here. So now it's going directly to video not transcribed. So what does that mean? That it's going directly inside this. So let's console log the video fetch response. So response, okay. Okay, so what's going on in here? So why is it not? But it's not even going. Let's see the roots. So the roots are video ID get transcript, and let's see. Okay. Okay, so video not found. So I should print this. So let's see if I change this to, I don't know, I'm going to change it to this, just to see if this is working. Okay, so yes, we're returning a 302 response. Okay, so what is happening? Okay, so let's see how is this Lucid Adonis JS6 Lucid query correct, or what is it missing? Let's see. Okay. Oh, so I already saw what's the issue. So in here, if I use platform, so platform is null. So in here, I'm using YouTube. Oh man, that's painful. So let's see, what can I do? So since we already since all of these videos are from YouTube and it only has support for YouTube videos, I'm going to add the platform directly in here. So now this is going to be 204, like this. And let's see, but why wasn't this showing? So let's see, why is this not showing in? So I think it's showing here. Okay, so it's showing here. Yes, so I'm going to add something like get transcript and video ID. And I don't know, something like this, just to see if it's generated inside this terminal. So let's start it again. Let's go in here. So now I'm going to do something like pretty fast. I'm just going to update videos, set where ID equals. I'm going to update the last one. So I'm going to set the platform to YouTube. Okay. So now this is YouTube. And we are going to see if this works. Okay. So now it's generating the blog post. That was painful. So let's see. So now if in here you can see that it's getting the transcript and it's the video ID is this one. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. And now I just want to be sure that, okay, so I don't want to console log the transcript. So let's see. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to remove these, and I just want to look at the different console logs. Okay. Video not transcribed. Okay. So I want to see everything in here. Just to, okay. So it's telling me that the video was transcribed. So it's this one, and it's giving me the transcription. So this is not now working. Video transcript. Okay. So now, I'm going to delete all of the bit transcripts. Just to be sure that it's going to save the transcript. So, okay, it's transcribing the video. And it should add it in a moment in here. So, okay. So let's see. Okay, so it is already using YouTube. So now in the next request, I'm going to reload this. In the next request, if I change this, it's already generating the blog post because it detected that we already have this this transcript. So this is already working exactly how, well, not exactly, there are things that I want to improve, but now I already show you how you can make make a web app that gets a transcript and that saves it to the database and generates a blog post using this transcript. So now I just want to to commit the changes. And next, I'm going to also write what are the next steps, because there are always next steps. I want to save to configure a method of which users can save an article transcript. Sorry, a YouTube transcript. And I'm going to move the front end scripts to the backend to have more control over these things, to make it more secure and be able to develop more advanced things. So I'm going to leave this for the next session, not the next session, maybe other sessions in the future, but I'm for sure need to do this. So now I'm going to save everything. We'll commit them, and I'm going to do something like saving video transcript to database and retrieving it from the database when available. So I'm going to save this, close this, and it's going to commit them, and I'm just going to sync them to the to GitHub version control. So that is all for this session. Thank you very much if you made it all the way through. If you think I can help you with anything, please let me know, send me a message, leave me a comment, or just get in touch by any means you can. And thank you for being here, and I'm going to see you on the next session.